I have failed at uploading a video because time is busy. I'm going home tomorrow to just relax, and the excitement is real. So I thought I would make a quick what my favorite books of 2015 were, even though there's still like a week left. I'm gonna probably finish like 2 or 3 more books, but I've read 81 books I think so far. I'm trying to get to 85. We'll see what happens. But 81 books this year, 8A, and I had like 30, 20 favorites if I'm being honest, but I'm trying to narrow it down. Still like got 20, so I'm gonna like rattle some off. I own some, so I'll show pretty covers and such. But yeah, I'll tell you my favorite books. So first off is Winter by Marissa Meyer, and I've raved about that one because it's the end of the Lunar Chronicles and like the fairy tale retellings. We got everyone, you know, kicking ass. All the duos, Winter and Kai, Cress and Thorn, Scarlet and Wolf, and it was great. And Winter and Jason, we kind of got like, their story. I feel like there's still more that could be developed there. We'll see in that e-novella what book that she's coming out with in the future. That'll be fun to read, at least a little epilogue or something to see where they're at. But yeah, that was such a well done, like, beast of a book. Like, it needed to be that long because so much happened and there were so many couples who were together and they came apart, and it was like, whoa, whoa. Marissa Meyer knows how to write a book, a fairy tale retelling. Next is A Thousand Skies Above You. Oh god. And the 10,000 Pieces of You. These books, look at these covers. They're fucking beautiful. I can't deal. They're so nice, and I'm obsessed. That's what got me into this one at first. Was like this cover, and I was like, "What is this even about? Like, what is this futuristic world?" And then this like Russian world in the bottom. I was like, "What?" And it's about like dimension jumping, and there's like a necklace that you can jump from dimension to dimension, and the main girl, Marguerite, is a perfect traveler. So when she goes from dimension to dimension, she doesn't have to like press this reminder thing to like not forget who she is. She remembers who she is in every dimension through every self that she goes into, and it's just so great. And the love story's awesome. And it's like the only time this year I think that I did not have a problem with like a third wheel love triangle thing happening, because both of the guys in this, like, they're her friends first, and like when she meets all their other selves in these different dimensions, it's like you understand how like deep their relationship is, and it's just like, girl, I would be confused too, especially in the Russian world. Yo, the love is real. That like OTP, not even like the main one, like the actual the, the side dimension is my favorite like pair of the two that she goes into. God, it's a mess, but yes, it's fun. So read that one. Next favorite is The Walls Around Us. This book took me by surprise, and if you saw my review that I posted a couple weeks ago, you saw why. It's like a creepy book, and it's just like it's so well done, and I'm like, how, where, and I'm just gonna read the thing again because I think it's just like I can't really describe it. So Ori's dead because of what happened out behind the theater in the tunnel made of trees. She's dead because she got sent to that place upstate, locked up with those monsters, and she got sent there because of me. Like this cover, I'm about it. I want to read more of what she's written because this is so good. Yes. Next is Six of Crows. This bad boy, this beautiful monster. These are all recent reads, if you can't tell. I'm just, I like to read 2 books before I normally deem a book like my favorite of the year. But with this one, I can already tell that the series is gonna be the best, because it's like a band of like thieves, and they have to do a heist, and it's just badasses, and I can't, and I'm so excited to like keep going with this and this beautiful. Can't like I can't wait to see what the covers look like, cause like look at this. And I think it might be just a duology. I'm not sure if it's gonna be a trilogy. I think it's a duology. So I'm excited to just know what's gonna happen. But yes, Lee Bardugo doing real good. Next is Queen of Shadows. I actually went back on my Goodreads when I was trying to make this list, and I read all of those Throne of Glass books in this year, which I didn't even notice. I started in January with Throne of Glass, then Crown of Midnight, Air of Fire, and now Queen of Shadows, which was the 4th book. And there's still 2 left, so hallelujah. Queen of Shadows, hands down. I thought Crown of Midnight was my favorite when I first read the first 3, but Queen of Shadows is number 1 right now. It's so great, and like the way that they have expanded this story is just amazing. I'm not even gonna go into it because it's the 4th one, and I just don't want to give any spoilers because even name changes and such things have happened. Next is Fallout by Lois Lane. Fallout Lois Lane by Gwenda Bond. So it's like a Lois Lane as a teenager, and this is I had so much fun reading this. Like I can still remember the excitement because I love the Superman like backstory, and Lois Lane like I love her as a character, and I want to just rewatch Smallville at all times because that's my favorite. Just 10 seasons of like Clark Kent and his growth, and we get to see him just do all the things and all the crazy adventures and everything. And Lois Lane as her like Erica, the actress that plays her, just does her so well and made me love her so much. So to get like a teenage version of that is so great, and I think either the second one's about to come out or it has come out because I've seen the author retweeting stuff of people reading it, so I'm thinking they're reading the arcs. I don't know, but I'm excited to know what is going to happen next in this world of her becoming a journalist and a reporter and getting into her own and just like seeing the beginning of her curiosity and wanting to know the backstory of all these crazy creepy people that are you know have all these weird powers. It's just so cool. Yeah. Next is The Mime Order by Samantha Shannon. What? That's the second book of her series. The first one was The Bone Season, and that's like a world within London that's like completely different. And I don't even know. It's just so great. And I had like the time between the books, I was a while that I had read them, but like when I started reading it again, it was like what? Like no time had passed, and it's just it's just such a great world, and it's so interesting. So yes, that one is one of my favorites. The Book of Unknown Americans by Cristina Henriquez. This book, y'all, is like top top five if I had to if I had to really narrow these down. Like it had been so long since I felt like I read a book that I saw myself in these characters, and all these characters you got their backstories, and there was like 4 or 5 characters you just understood like how how proud they were to be Latino even through all the struggles, and it was just it's so well done, and I can't wait to see what else she comes out with, to read a bunch of more books by Latino authors because that's just it's just so good. So yes. Next is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel, the book that has everyone raving because it's so well done. Oh my god, like it's a post-apocalyptic world, and you're following this theater troupe that does Shakespeare, and then they're also following this other storyline, and like the way that everything interconnects is just beautiful, and like the writing, and like you just get chills, and it makes you appreciate the world you're in right now. Because like, what if everything like the lights went off and we were forced to be in that kind of world? Like you just can't. It's like unimaginable, but like so many things like this have been done, TV shows and books and such. So it's just crazy, like to read something that's so well described, and like you can actually see yourself. Like, what would I do if this happened? So yes, definitely worth a read if you haven't done yet. Next is The Walled City by Ryan Graudin. Girl, this book. I need to read her new book, Wolf by Wolf. I actually own it. It's over there. It's one of the books I might try to read before the year ends. If not, one of the first books I don't want to read before the new year. So this one is like this walled, as the title says, this walled city, and like all the crime happens in this like maze of a city, and it's just it's based on this true story in Japan. Was it Japan? I believe so. And it's just insane. And like the 3 characters, I believe three, yeah, 3 characters that we follow are just so interesting, and like their stories are so dark, and you get to really like see what this world has made them become. And I just think like she just does such a great job. I can't wait to see what else she keeps writing with this, and then future books or past books if she's written some. I'm not sure. Next is the Just One Day series by Gayle Forman, Just One Year and Just One Night, which was like the 2.5 after the duology was written. God, I read these. I think these were like the first books I read this year, and oh my God, I love them, and they're just so good. It's like about this girl that meets. She's about to go home. She's like on this trip after she graduates high school. She's in London, I believe, and she meets this boy, and he convinces her to just go on this 1 day trip to Paris, I believe, because she didn't get to go, and like it's this huge adventure, and then they part ways, and she's heartbroken, and it's like their epic love story, and then in Just One Year we get like the reverse his story, and then Just One Night it's like everything mixed. It's just it's so well done. It's so good. It's just everything. Just when you need a lovely contemporary YA novel romance. That was the go-to this year. Lastly, I'm coming to the end. Don't worry. It's Secret History by Donna Tartt. I also read that in January. That feels like so long ago. Like, where did this year go, guys? And well, this story, I can't. I bought the Goldfinch. Still haven't read it. I'll get to it, guys. I'll get to it. And man, that story. It's like five a band of like intellectuals in this college in like the late like I forget what the setting is exactly, but it feels like it's very old school. And the narrator, he's like retelling what happened, so it's like a mystery where you're trying to figure out what happened. You know that something happened to someone in the group, and you're just trying to figure out what happened. And it's very it's such a like wonderful way of like reading characters and like how detailed they are, and just you like want to hate them and then you love them at some points. It's so well done. And Donna Tartt, I get why everyone raves about her, and I'm glad I finally read her. And lastly, I'm on this longest video ever. I crawled through it, and the Glory, it's like Gloria O'Brien, I believe, by also A.S. King. Gloria O'Brien's History of the Future, which was the first book I read, and then I crawled through it. A.S. King just does magical realism and details and really understands teenagers. And I love that about her. And I feel like I just go straight back to 6 years ago, to when I wasn't like in high school, and like I remember those feelings. And it's just like the way that she does that while still making the story so weird and so interesting is like there's not many authors that can do that. And like actually you feel like you understand and can like put yourself in the mindset of teenagers and like imagine them complexly. Like yes, because teenagers are not just emotional like um one-sided people. Like there's so much layers as there is to everyone and every human. So yes, as you can see from like these 20 something books and my vague to kind of detailed descriptions of them, I had a very wide variety of reading, and I like that, and I want to continue that. And that was just unintentional. I just picked up whatever was either on my shelf, or if I heard something, I ordered it at the library. And yeah, so we'll see what the new year brings. I'm excited. I might upload something before the new year. I don't know. This might be my last video. We'll see. I don't know. Stop waving my hands around now. Let me know what your favorite books were. If you read all any of these, let me know your thoughts as well. Let's discuss. Holiday time is here. Can you tell the excitement? All right, I will stop. Good. Bye. Good night. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.